You can see this animation. There are three solids. Bottom solid is the cylinder. On top of this there is a cube, and on top of this there is a pyramid. They are placed in 3D space now. Or if I draw them separately on isometric, it looks like this. If you draw the isometric view of a square pyramid, it looks like this. If you draw the isometric view of a cube, it looks like this. If you draw the isometric view of a cylinder, it looks like this. But they are not placed one above the other. Now, what happens when I place them one above the other? Let us see that. See, I am placing cube on cylinder first, and square prism on cube. So this is what we should get. Just observe the visibility from the top. There are two triangular face related to the square pyramid which is visible, and observe the visible edges of the cube and visible edges of the cylinder also. So first I have to create the isometric scale, and this is 45 degree. See this angle dimensioning, you have to show it on the isometric scale whenever you draw. You have to show with proper arrows and all. Don't neglect it. It also carries some marks. So you have to show this ISO scale and true scale and this 30 degree, 45 degree marks on the isometric scale. Bottommost face is a circle of diameter 80. So I have to use ISO 80 dimension first. So ISO 80 on this axis and ISO 80 on this axis also. Parallel to this here. Now we know how to draw the ellipse using 4 center method. First, drawing this major diagonal first. I should find out the midpoint of this side and midpoint of this side and join it to this corner like this. So midpoint means this is ISO 80. This midpoint should be at ISO 40. So 2, 3, 4, 40 is here, and this compass and mark it here. 1, and other side also I can mark. Right to this corner, same corner. Now you got 4 centers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are just, I'll draw an arc from starting from this point. Start from this point like this. Start here.
Hello.
Like this.
There are only 39 students
from here to here. I have to draw.
What about this?
This arc is drawn by taking this as center and this as radius. Similarly, on this corner also, I should use the same radius and draw another arc like this. Okay. And using this center, I have to draw an arc here. And with the same radius, using this center, I should draw an arc. Now ellipse is ready. This is the bottom face of the cylinder. Now I have to give the height for the cylinder. In order to give the height for the cylinder, I can give the height for the same corners and construct the top box and fit an ellipse there. Height of this cylinder is 30 mm. I take 30 here, get isometric 30, and I'll draw vertical lines from all these corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll mark this ISO 30 here, ISO 30 here, ISO 30 here, ISO 30 here, which becomes the square box inside which I have to draw the ellipse again. Center method, I can draw this major diagonal first, and if I draw vertical line from this, I get the straight away midpoint. If I draw vertical here, I get the midpoint here. If I draw vertical here, I'll get the midpoint here. Join this to this and join this to this. Now I got 4 centers. One is here, second one is here, third one is here, and fourth one is here. Start with this arc. I'll draw this arc first. Draw the arc, and with the same radius, I have to draw this arc also. Like this, and from this center, I should take this radius and draw this arc. Like this, and from this center, I should draw an arc here. To complete this cylinder, I need to just join these 2 points. This point to this point I need to join. That is where the line will be tangent. So this point to this point I need to draw. So draw this line and draw this line. This completes the isometric projection of the bottom solid. I have to start drawing the second solid, which is a cube of side 50 mm, and bottom face of the cube is a square face, which has to be drawn at the center of this face now, because all 3 solids are on the same axis, so it should be placed at the center. So first let us find the center of this. See, already there is a diagonal here, and if I join these 2 corners now, I'll get the intersection point. That itself is the center of the face. First we have to draw 2 axes. On the axis we have to measure the ISO 25 here, ISO 25 here, ISO 25 like this, and ISO 25 like this, because totally it is a square of 50. This axis will be parallel to this edge or this line, so I can easily draw. I'm drawing an axis here, and another axis I should draw that will be parallel to this edge. So I am drawing second axis. So 25 is here, and I will draw a vertical line there to get the ISO 25 mark. I'm taking ISO 25 here. This is ISO 25. Side of the axis I am marking a point, and on the other side also I am marking the point, and on the other axis also I need to mark 1 point here, and opposite side also 1 point. So and don't join these points directly. This is one common mistake students do. After marking this point, they try to join, which will not become a face. You have to draw parallel lines here. One line here passing through this point, another line here passing through the same point, and one line like this parallel to other axis, and other line parallel to other axis, passing through that point whatever we have obtained. So I got, you can observe now, this is one of the corner of the face, this is another corner of the face, this is the third corner of the face, and this is the fourth corner of the face. Now I have to give the height for this. ISO 50 I should take is here. ISO 50 will be obtained by drawing a vertical line here. And first draw lines, vertical lines from all the corners. See, one of the corner I am drawing vertical line here. Second corner I am drawing vertical line here. Third corner I am drawing vertical line here. And fourth corner is to be here. I'll draw it here. So 50, ISO 50 I am marking. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I join those 4 points now, that is the top face of the cube. One second line. So I got the top face of the cube. Second solid also we have completed. Now the third solid we want to place it on this is actually a square pyramid of height 70 mm and edge of the base 40 mm. This is what? This is square of 50 mm. But square of 40 will be exactly at the center of this face. But let us find out the center first. So center is obtained by drawing the 2 diagonals of the face. I am drawing 2, already there is a diagonal, and this diagonal and this diagonal where intersect is the center. At the center, what I should do now? I should construct the axis. See, whenever you want to obtain the axis to axis coincidence between 2 solids, you have to make the same construction. So first I'll draw this line. This is the line which is axis. This is the line. Second axis. So I have drawn 2 axes now. On these axes I have to mark ISO 20 because 40 mm is the total size of the square face, but half of that is 20. So ISO 20 is here, and when I draw vertical line here, I'll get ISO 20. ISO 20 is this much. and draw it on all the sides of the axis. One here, 2, 3, and 4. So I got 4 points here. Again, don't join them as it is. You have to draw parallel lines. Then like this, draw a parallel line passing through this point. Draw a parallel line passing through this point, and draw a parallel line here to finish. So now you see this is the square face of 40 by 40, ISO 40 by ISO 40, which represents the bottom face of the pyramid. Height of the pyramid is always represented on the axis, vertical. So height is 70 mm. So I should measure 70 ISO 70 here. Any pyramid or cone or in other solids also, axis length means bottom face center to the top face center or the apex. So here it's a pyramid. So apex is there. Distance from the apex to the bottom face center is 70, which has to be again ISO 70. You can draw a vertical line here. I draw the z-axis passing through this point. I'm drawing a z-axis from ISO 70 scale. From the face center, you just see this is the face center. From the face center, I am drawing the apex. So distance from this point to this point is ISO 70 now. But how to complete the solid? I have to join this apex to the bottom face corners. Then only I get the complete solid. Like this. And an edge from this point to this point also, apex also, is also an edge. Like this. See? From this corner to this. And there is one more edge from here, which is overlapped by the other line. So I am not drawing that. So I have completed drawing the isometric vision of the square pyramid also. Now the only thing left out is visibility. I have to show the visible lines dark. This has to be visible. This side also it has to be visible because the boundary line it is boundary line, right? And in the front there are two faces, two edges of the base. They are also visible like this. And this also is visible. More visible line is from this point to this point. See, when these two edges are visible, this line also has to be visible. So I have to show that also visible. Darken this also. Second solid, square face. Top face is a square like this, but you just observe this edge. This edge is visible only till here, beyond which it is not visible. Here also, this edge is visible only till here, beyond which it is not visible. But in the front, this edge is visible completely, this edge is visible completely. So show those visible edges properly. This is one. This is another visible edge. And this edge is visible till here like this. And this edge is visible till here like this. Okay. Then coming to these faces. These two faces are in the front. They are visible. So vertical line should be visible here. 3 vertical lines. So I'll start marking it from this edge. 1, 2, 3. So 3 vertical edges I have drawn, and the base edges are also visible. I have to draw these 2 edges also.
No.
1.
This projection of lines, right?
2. Okay. So second solid is also completed. No more visible lines in the second solid. And in the third solid, it is a cylinder. So top face of the cylinder is an ellipse like this. So you observe the ellipse arc is going like this and it is ending here, right? But once it crosses this edge, it cannot be visible because it is covered by the cube. So ellipse is visible from here. This is how it is visible from here. That is what I have shown in the videos.
Lines.
This is the part of the ellipse that is visible. This is how the top face of the cylinder looks like.
Okay, okay.
And now I have to draw these 2 vertical lines, which are again boundary, they are visible. These 2 lines are visible. And in the front, this portion of the ellipse, which is visible. That's all. You don't have to show any other line visibility, and don't erase any lines also. Principle remains same for all the problems, but you have to be careful when you when you identify the center and mark the distance on the axis and so on. Top view of cylinder, which is centrally mounted on a frustum of pentagonal pyramid of 60 mm height. Draw the isometric projection of the combination. There are two solids. Bottom one is a frustum of a pentagonal pyramid, and on top of it there is a cylinder which is horizontally placed. First, let us visualize it in 3D. It is like this. Two solids, when they are kept in space, it looks like this, and in isometric views it will be like this. When I place the cylinder on top of the prism pyramid, it will be like this. So this is what you need to construct now. In the top view, it looks like this. This is what is given in the question. Only this view is given, and you can see that the visible rectangle here, which represents one dimension diameter and other one dimension length, is supposed to be the cylinder. And bottom one which is there, that is actually frustum of a pentagonal pyramid. So there is a frustum of the pentagonal pyramid which is at the bottom. On top of it there is a cylinder which is horizontally placed such that axis of the cylinder is parallel to one of the bottom edge. We will construct that. I have constructed the pentagon here and another pentagon inside that. This is of size 50, this is of size 50, and this is of size 20. I have constructed two pentagons. Now I have to enclose them inside the bracket. So I'll draw this line. I have to enclose the inner pentagon also. I will draw lines for that also. Then vertical lines I have to draw. Yeah, I enclosed both the pentagon inside the boxes. So I have to construct the bottom face, which is a pentagon of size 50 mm. So first we'll take this much length twice true length, this length, the true scale, and draw a vertical line there to get the ISO length. So draw that ISO length on this axis. So I have marked ISO of this, and this side, this much length, take it to true scale and draw a vertical line there. And that much ISO length, mark it here. And draw parallel lines passing through those points. First one I'll draw here. One of the parallel line. Other one should be parallel to this edge. I need to take this much length to ISO scale. Get the corresponding ISO length, and that much ISO length I should mark it here, and from the other side also, because this length is equal to this length. So I am marking the points together. Now I'll take this much length this length to ISO scale and get the ISO length for that. This is the ISO length for that, and I will mark from this point and from this point, because this distance is equal to this. So I got 2 points, and this is supposed to be a midpoint. We'll measure that also. Yeah, this is the ISO length for that. From here, if I mark, I will get the midpoint. So I got the face, bottom face. I'll join these points. This is the bottom face of the frustum of the pyramid, pentagonal pyramid. Now I have to give the height for this, and height will be given always from the center of the bottom face. So for measuring the center, I should draw the midpoint or median. If I join this to this, and now if I cut this and draw this diagonal, I'll be able to get the center. This is the center of the bottom face. Now draw the vertical line from there. Pyramid height is 60 mm. So we'll mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60 here. Get the ISO length for that. From here, mark the center. So this is the center of the top face, which is again of another pentagon. You have to construct the pentagon here. So there are 2-3 ways to do that, but one of the simplest ways is you give the height for all these 4 corners. We'll draw a vertical line from all these corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now give the height of ISO 60 for all the points. Now you got a box here. This box is what? This outer box. Now we can draw this inside box by drawing this much distance parallel to this much distance here. I draw horizontal line there. This much distance, if I take isometric, this much distance, if I take isometric on this edge and on this edge, and from the other edge also, I can draw 2 lines here. 1 and 2. These 2 are what? A line passing through this point, a line passing through this point, because we have used this much distance on either side. Now we have to construct this line and this line, for which we need this much distance. So this much distance should be taken from here, and this much distance from it taken from here. So this much distance, ISO of that, this much distance. We'll take it here, here. I will draw a line here. Okay, this is this line. This line I have drawn by taking this much distance. Now this much distance I have to take on the ISO scale. Get the ISO length for that and mark it from this corner here, here, and draw a line joining them. So we got the box now. This box is nothing but this box. Okay. And now I have to fit the pentagon inside that. So for which I need to mark this much ISO of this much here, and from other end ISO of this much here, ISO of this much here, ISO of this much here. I'll get 5 points. I need to ISO scale, and that much distance ISO means so much. I have to mark it here and from the other end like this. I need to find out this much. I have to mark it on this edge and this edge. I got 2 more points. This much. Mark it here, you get the 5th point. Now you got all 5 points. You can see 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can join them to get the pentagon. This is the top face of the pentagon, pentagonal frustum. Now if you join this to this corner, this is the edge of the frustum, this is another vertical edge of the frustum, this is another edge of the frustum, this is another edge of the frustum, this is another edge of the frustum. So this is the bottom solid. On top of this, you should construct a cylinder such that the cylinder should be parallel to one of the base edge. You can consider this edge now because this edge is parallel to this edge, and you have to place the cylinder like this now. You have to place the cylinder like this on top of this face. That means from the center of the top face, to locate the axis of the cylinder, you need to use radius of the cylinder, this much distance. So first we will find out the center of this top face. You take this much distance here, you get the center. Get the center there. Center. If I join this to this, it will be a median, and that when it intersects with this one, you get the center. So this is the center of the top face now. From here I should take ISO radius of the cylinder. Radius of the cylinder is 20 mm. 20 here. So ISO 20 will be this much. So vertically you measure that. This is where the axis of the cylinder pass through. And since you are resting the cylinder like this orientation, length of the cylinder is 100. So ISO of 50 you have to draw this side, ISO of 50 you have to draw this side. So we'll draw a line passing through this. This is actually the axis of the cylinder. You have to mark ISO 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ISO 50. From the center, on one side ISO 50 and other side ISO 50 like this. So now this is one of the end center of the cylinder. This is another end center of the cylinder. Now here you have to construct an ellipse. Here you have to construct an ellipse. Then draw lines like this, tangents, to complete the cylinder. So to construct the cylinder circular face here, you have to draw axis first. One of the axes should be vertical like this. At the same point. One here. So radius is 20, ISO 20 already measured here. I'll take that ISO 20 and I'll mark ISO 20 this side, ISO 20 here, ISO 20 here, and ISO 20 here. And on this axis also ISO 20, ISO 20, ISO 20, ISO 20. Draw parallel lines passing through those points. See here, one point is here, I have to draw parallel lines. This is a parallel line. Another point will be this point. There also I need to draw a parallel line. And for this axis also I need to draw the same construction. One line parallel here, another line parallel here, then be parallel to z axis. Parallel to z axis I should draw one from this point, another from this point. Similarly, here also. The one. Now you have a box here inside which I need to fit an ellipse. Here another box inside which I have to fit an ellipse. You know 4-center method of constructing ellipse. I have to draw this diagonal first. Then join this diagonal to the midpoint. This diagonal, same diagonal to the midpoint of this edge. It will be here. And if you do that for the other side, you get it like this. Yes. Now you draw arcs. One of the arcs should be from this corner, and this much should be the arc length. I am drawing one of the arc here. And another arc from the opposite corner, from here to here. And one arc should be from this center. Another arc from this center. So completed one of the circle, and with the same radius you can try here also, because this is also of the same size ellipse. Yeah, both sides ellipses are constructed. Now you have to draw tangents to these ellipses. It will be a line like this and a line like this. Cylinder is placed on top of the pyramid. Now you have to show visible edges. So this elliptical face or circular face, the cylinder, completely visible. Be completely visible, and these two edges are also visible completely till here. This and this portion of the ellipse is visible, because this face is not visible, so this side will not be visible. So this is the top solid, and bottom solid this portion of the pentagonal face, top face of the frustum is visible, much is visible, and this edge is visible, this edge is also visible, and this edge will be visible only till here, and this edge will be visible here, this bottom edge is visible, this edge is visible, this edge is, that completes this problem. There are three solids. Bottommost solid is a frustum of a square pyramid, and middle one is frustum of a cone, and top one is a cut sphere. You can see, and when they are placed one above the other, it looks like this. So this is what you need to construct now. In the front view, it looks like this. So this is the given sketch. This is given to you. It is a three solid combination, and if you observe the bottommost portion of the solid, this is given as square 80, and top surface of this solid is given as square 60. That means this is a frustum of a square pyramid. And if you observe the second or intermediate solid, the bottom edge is given as 560. So this distance is 560, and top edge is given as 550. That means it is diameter 50 here, diameter 60 here. So this is supposed to be the frustum of a cone. And on top of this there is a solid which can be called as a cut sphere. It is not hemisphere. If it is hemisphere, it should be cut at this center, but it is cut at some height which is 40 mm from the base. So this is actually a spherical surface, and sphere diameter S550 means sphere diameter 50. So diameter of the sphere is 50, and it is cut here, and this much portion is removed. So 1, 2, 3, three solids I have to draw, and I should start with this base which is square 80. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. To get ISO 80. This is ISO 80 now. And mark it here and here. This is the bottom face, which is square of 80 by 80. Now I should find out the center of this face and go to the top face center of this solid. So center will be found out by drawing this diagonal. You got the center, and from here you should take ISO height. Height is 40 mm for the bottommost solid. So take 40 mm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 40 is here. Draw vertical line. And take this much, which is ISO 40, from this center. So it will be exactly this corner. So at that corner I should draw axis. One is this edge itself, is one of the axis, and other axis is this edge itself. Those are the axes. Now you take 30 by 2 is 30. 30. So mark ISO 30 on all sides of this axis from the center. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we have to draw parallel lines passing through those points. first line here, and here, here. So this is square face of 60, ISO 60. Now you can join these edges to complete this. So this is one of the edge, this is another edge, there is one more edge here and one more edge here. Already lines are there, so I don't want to highlight them. This size is same for frustum of cone as well as frustum of pyramid. Dimension is 60, but this is diameter 60, this is square 60. Square 60 is already drawn. Now diameter 60 circle, I have to draw ellipse inside this. I can draw this diagonal. One, two, three, four. So ellipse is constructed. This is the bottom face of the frustum of cone. Now from this center I should go to the top face center, which is at a height of 60 mm from this center. 60 is this point. So draw a vertical line there. ISO 60 is so much. That much distance from the center of this face, we should draw the center here. So this is the center now, top face center. I should draw axis there also now. So I'll slide this set square and draw an axis here. Then the diameter here is 50 mm. So ISO 25 we should take. 25 will be here. Take ISO 25 length and draw it on all the sides of this axis. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Parallel to this axis first. And parallel through this axis. So this is the box inside which I should fit an ellipse. For drawing ellipse, we'll join these two diagonals, this diagonal, and join this corner to this midpoint. Join this to this midpoint and draw arcs. Yeah, completed. Now you draw tangents at the ends to complete this frustum of cone. So you draw a tangent here and a tangent here. So two solids are over. Next, to draw the third solid, I am here now. I can go to this point by taking ISO 40, but here I should draw ellipse for this diameter. We don't know what is this diameter. Right? Diameter of the sphere is known, but diameter of this face is not known, which will be smaller than 50. We have to find out that diameter. So for finding the diameter, we can make one more construction. I will take radius 25. This is radius 25. And I will draw a circle here. This is circle of diameter 50. Let us say this is the baseline. From this baseline, I want to take 40 mm distance, 40 mm distance, and there I will draw a horizontal line. So if you want, you can mark this distance. Distance as 40, whereas sphere diameter is 550. So now we have to measure this distance. We have to measure this distance and use it for drawing the ellipse. Let's measure this. So it is 39 mm. It is 39 mm. First, let us go to the center of the topmost face. You know that height is 40 mm. Here, this is ISO 40, and that much distance from this center to top center. So this is the topmost face center. There I should draw the axis, edge. This is another axis. 39 by 2 is 19.5. I cannot mark 0.5. I'll approximately do it here. 19 I'll mark. So 10, 20, 19 is somewhere here. We'll take the ISO. This is the ISO of 19.5. On all the sides of this axis, I have to draw. And here. So these are the points. So one of the axes will be parallel to this edge. So draw this. And same axis through this point also. One here, another one through this point. Now you have to fit an ellipse inside this. Draw the arcs. Two, three, four. So this is the top face. This is the top face of the cut sphere. Now, in order to draw this spherical surface, you have to be very careful now. Don't join it from here. See, this point is this point, but sphere center is here. So this is not the sphere center. This is 25, this is 40. So this is supposed to be 25 from here, ISO 25. From this point, we should measure ISO 25, and that is the center. So ISO 25 is so much. This is ISO 25. From this point, we'll measure that. See, this is the center of the sphere. Now you should take arc from this center and draw it. Don't draw it from this point. You have to find out a tangency point somewhere here. From here you should draw the arc. See, it comes and joins here. This is very important. Now everything is completed. Highlight the visible regions. Now this ellipse is completely visible. I'll darken this. And this arc is visible. Spherical surface is visible like this. and this top face of the frustum of cone is visible in this portion till here, and this tangency line is visible, this tangency line is visible, and this front portion of the bottom face is visible, this, and this portion of the top face of the prism, frustum of prism is visible along with this edge and this edge. This edge is also visible till here, this is visible, this is in the front, it has to be visible, this is another visible line, and these edges are also visible. This also you can show it clearly, this is also required. Without this sketch you cannot construct this, because we don't know what is the top face diameter. So this also carries some marks, pentagon shape or hexagon or triangle. Also you need to construct a 2D shape, without which you cannot proceed to this. So that also has marks. If it is simple objects like this, you don't have to construct the 2D. This and this you don't have to construct 2D. That completes this problem.